All right, how's it look? Does it look okay?
It looks like it's working.
Okay, let's turn on the Audacity here. Guys, we have had some serious fucking technical difficulties. We have been trying to get shit to work for the last...
It's supposed to happen like 2 hours ago, 3.
Yeah, it's fucking pissing me off, dude. Let's see. That looks good, yeah.
The pales, everything is...
Alright.
Here we are.
This camera better fucking work. You look at that camera. Is it
Here
working?
we are.
Here we are. Okay. Alright, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Here We Are podcast. This is episode number 11. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, share. Help us grow our channel. To support the podcast, subscribe to the Patreon at patreon.com/double_D. There you can access all of my written work, including poetry, flash fiction, and full-length short stories, all for less than what you spend on a cup of coffee every day. To further support the podcast, check out Bingley's Teas at janeaustenteas.com. There you can find high-end teas hand-picked and mixed by the lovely Miss Julia to satisfy that deep tea addiction. Or visit Julia in person at 118 East 26th Street, suite number 208, to be taken on a tea tour of the world.
I was thinking next time I get to do that.
You want to do it?
Kinda, yeah.
Dude, do your version of it. Just do it. I want to... Let's fucking...
To further support the podcast, check out Bingley's Teas at janeaustenteas.com. There you can find high-end teas, hand-picked and mixed by the lovely Miss Julia to satisfy that deep tea addiction.
Yeah.
There we go.
Do the last part.
Or you can visit Julia in person at 118 East 26th Street, suite number 208. To be taken on a tea tour of the world.
A tea tour of the world. All right, Johnny, so here we are, man. What do we got? So, yeah, guys, we had some serious technical difficulties trying to get this fucker.
Yeah, it's honestly just a relief to get this started because,
like, dude, definitely need to get that other camera because the older one that we were using, it kept freezing. Like, we'd be almost ready and then it would freeze on us and shit, and it was just fucking driving me insane, dude. But you know what? Everything looks like it's doing okay now, so that's good.
Let's quit talking about it. No one needs to hear about our problems.
Okay. All right.
So, are we going to talk about World of Warcraft?
Yeah, a little bit. So, vanilla World of Warcraft, classic World of Warcraft dropped, 2-3 weeks ago now, I guess?
Close to a month, yeah.
Yeah.
If in a month frame.
Yeah. Man, it's pretty cool. Like, so Johnny and I have been playing private servers for, probably 2-3 years now?
Yeah, and it really has been that long, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, we heard about Nostalrius when it was starting up, and, you know, I started looking at old WoW videos and got all, like, nostalgic, and then we started playing that, and, you know, these private servers were, like, pretty much a classic World of Warcraft emulator. Like, some of them had problems, but they were pretty much to the T for the most part, and then we also played, like, the Burning Crusade and stuff on there as well, and that was pretty cool, and, it, you know, the whole classic private server like movement or scene, it really did start a movement, dude, that like took off and made it so that Blizzard finally listened to people and brought about vanilla World of Warcraft. So like,
which they said they couldn't do for years, literally.
Yeah,
like, they would say openly like we don't. They would like lie and say they don't have the ability.
Yeah, dude. Meanwhile, these guys...
like we talked about, they released the open source code a long time ago, so obviously...
It's still out there.
It's another way of the corporations fucking us.
Yeah,
that's what it was, but anyways.
But yeah, here's the thing. They said, we can't do that. It's impossible to do. There's no way we'd be able to figure out. Meanwhile, fans, World of Warcraft fans, sitting in their basements of their parents' house, got a server... And it's not just one or two. It's like there's dozens of them. Mm-hmm. And they managed to do it.
What's the server look like? Like, what's the size? What's the server size?
Like the equipment? Yeah, it's weird. I could probably even pull up an image of one, to be honest. Like, Dude, if you've ever seen like the Blizzards,
So, I mean, I guess I've seen a server room, so I guess I kind of know what a server would be, but
yeah.
Where do you buy a server?
Dude, I don't even know, to be honest. Yeah, it looks like that. Dude, I want to see if I can...
Yeah, it's pretty weird to think about. I don't fully understand.
Look, dude, the Blizzard server rooms. I want to see... Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. Yeah, it's fucking... Probably. I've seen it before on the docu. Yeah, look at this shit. Here we go.
Yeah.
And each one of those slats is like a realm.
So if you smashed one of those, would the realm be gone forever?
Yeah. Well, they might have it backed up somewhere. Damn, look at that shit. Damn.
That's crazy.
That's epic. Look at this, guys. This is let's see if I can. This image right here is fucking... I don't like how it does that. I just want it to... Like, why does it only show it like that? Well, whatever. But yeah, this is like a World of Warcraft... And this is probably just one server room, dude. And each one of these little blades is like a different realm. And that's just like... It gives you a perception of like just how many people play that game. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty wild. But, yeah, like they were saying... Well, the biggest thing is they said, you think you do, but you don't. They said that at a BlizzCon event where somebody was like, what about, we don't like how the game's gone. It's just changed so much. And what about starting up like a legacy server? And you think you do, but you don't.
Which is honestly kind of insulting to people because it's not like people don't realize there's not going to be everything they've updated into the game that is good.
Yeah.
But it's like, how about the fact people are sick of hitting two buttons?
Yeah. Dude, well, that's the thing, man. They just nerfed that game over the years. Like, they completely... Like, they just...
I wouldn't say nerf... Oh, yeah.
I mean...
They just ruined it, dude.
They nerfed it so bad. Like, there's pay to win. You just steamroll through the content.
Pay real money for mounts.
Yeah, like, just all kinds of shit that's just... There's no place for it in an MMORPG, man. Not in a legit one. Because... For those of us that are OG MMORPG players that played things like RuneScape, Tibia, EverQuest, MapleStory, what's that other really big one? Ultima Online. I know you didn't really play that. And then Classic WoW. The thing that made MMORPGs so addictive and so rewarding is you had to put in so much time and so much effort, and you actually had to have a level of skill in order to see the end game content.
Well, and when you see that max level with all that epic armor, you know you're never going to get it probably.
Yeah.
That guy has no life.
Yeah.
Like, that guy sits there, but in the game, he's a badass.
Yeah.
And you, like, weirdly have respect for this badass.
Yeah, and it's something that you want to obtain and that you might work. Whereas if you see in, like, the retail current version of WoW, everybody has it. Everybody has legendaries. It's just wild.
Well, not only that, like, the armor, like, yeah, you can get better stat armor by doing, like, harder raids. Like, you can almost mess with, like, the difficulty of raids. You can tweak it,
yeah.
But, like...
It doesn't look different. It's just the same thing.
What's the point? The whole point is, like, you're supposed to have this badass armor nobody has.
Yeah, because it's a status symbol.
Goddamn disgrace.
Just like in old school RuneScape, there was certain items that were, like, status symbols, like party hats, Santa hats.
Or even dragon armor. That's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Santa hats.
And, yeah, dude, it's just wild to me that Blizzard just, insulted the community of OG... Dude, their subscription base has been going down for years, and they just outright, like, insulted...
Remember when they were always bragging how it was going up? And
yeah.
all of a sudden, we don't talk about it.
Yeah, they don't talk they don't talk about it at all, dude. And, yeah, they just completely... It's not the same game anymore. It feels like a solo... Like, it's like a Diablo that you can play with people if you want, is what it feels like.
Well, Diablo's like that. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, literally, if you play Diablo, that's what WoW has turned into, like, how you do skills.
Yeah,
I don't know, and if you've never played this, you're never going to understand what we're talking about. Like, we sound like we're speaking, like, quantum physics here.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know, man. When you understand a video game, it's like you're playing a single-player video game that you love.
Yeah.
And then somehow it's ruined.
Yeah.
Like, the entire fundamentals have been changed.
Well, people know. I mean, granted, Call of Duty is definitely geared towards multiplayer.
But yeah, but like how every Call of Duty has gotten worse in some ways.
Yeah.
It's like that, but in an MMO.
Well, dude, and like with RuneScape, Jagex was really ahead of the game. They listened to their community, and they didn't
at first either. Though.
No, they didn't.
Honestly, it's honestly a sign of what we need to do with the government. And shit. It really is.
It's a microcosm.
Yeah,
yeah. I made a whole. You saw that Facebook post about it. And one of the things that irritates me is I was talking to people for years about like, hey man, there's private servers, like fucking unsubscribe for Blizzard, dude. They're selling you the same garbage ass game every year. Come play it for free and support these guys that are doing it for a passion of the game and actually care. Mm-hmm. And you went through this too. It's like, oh, I don't want to do that. They're either afraid of pirating or because it's not official, they don't feel like it's worth it, and just like all these bullshit reasons. It's like, meanwhile, although, you know what though? Since now that Vanilla's came out, like John and I like weren't like really even excited because
it wasn't at all, dude.
Yeah, like
it wasn't even on my radar.
I was happy that it happened and that it's a sign towards better.
But I wasn't like I gotta play it.
Yeah, because we've been playing it for years. It's there anytime we want to play it without a subscription, you know? And it was, I told you, it was kind of like when you're a young kid and it's New Year, Christmas, and you like ransack the house looking for your presents, and then you find them and your heart drops. You're like...
Which actually happened to me. I had a feeling I was getting a new bike and it was sitting at my grandparents'.
Yeah.
And it was.
And you ruined,
he ruined it for me, man. I remember being like guilty when I got the bike because I was supposed to be like, "Oh, I got my bike."
Yeah. It ruined it. You never looked for presents again, did you?
No.
I had that, but you know what it was for me? It was back when Harry Potter was first coming out, and they had I saw this Harry Potter comforter with like the old style of like artwork, and it was like him like catching the Quidditch, and it was badass as fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want that so bad. And I like ransacked the house and I saw it like sitting in the closet, and instantly I was like devastated.
Dude, yeah, what's the point of that?
I never, because you just want to know. It's fun when you're looking.
Yeah.
But then you find it and you're like, now the morning's ruined. And well, you know how my grandma was. I told her like on the day because she's like, oh, I'm not excited. And it's like I looked, and instead of being like grandma-esque about it, she was like, oh, what the fuck? Because that's how she was, man. But yeah, dude, like like there's this movement coming towards more difficult games, and obviously in the MMORPG genre we saw old school RuneScape, we've seen the World of Warcraft Classic now, but we've also seen it in other games, like there's Dark Souls or like Cuphead. Because here's the thing, it's not just MMORPGs that have been corporatized and then they just like produce the same game with a different fucking cover every year. It's Call of Duty, it's Battlefield, it's fucking you name it. EA games, obviously.
It's pretty much almost every game they can get away with.
And then obviously there's all the microtransactions and the pay-to-win shit. And people are fucking sick in DLCs and shit.
I do think that's why Fortnite has taken off. Because it's free to play, and the dynamics of the game are always free.
Yeah.
So, but really, all you pay for, like every month or two, is for the skins. Like you unlock the ability, not even for the skins, the ability to unlock the skins.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and you can buy skins with outright money.
Yeah.
But they're different from what you unlock. It's
with that.
I like the layout.
With that, and same with Overwatch, and with those type of games, I'm fine with that. Or like MapleStory, you could buy NX Cash. I'm fine with that stuff. And it has a place in those games, but you know what? Like, going back to World of Warcraft, they
tried to do both now. They have the NX pretty much with the mounts and shit, and you gotta pay the monthly fee.
Yeah. Well, dude, and
it's ridiculous.
And here's the thing. Cosmetic shit, other than mounts, selling mounts, I'm like, kind of like, okay. I still don't agree with that necessarily, because there's rare mounts and shit you can get. Mm-hmm. But, like... there's no place for cosmetic purchases in World of Warcraft because that also detracts from, I've put the time in, I look badass. What they have done to the gaming industry is they have taken the reward out of it.
Yeah.
And now what it is, you still get a high playing games, but the high that you get is like the same high you get when you're like flipping through your phone. It's a mind numbing. Mm-hmm. Right?
I agree.
Whereas the high you would get before... Dude, the first time I got an epic in World of Warcraft was like... and it was just a heroic, but it dropped, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, dude, that's awesome!" And it was specifically for rogue, so I got it. And you know how it was. It's just they just took out all the reward of that, of making you feel special and that you've been rewarded for hard work.
Yep.
And it's disastrous, man. But yeah, Johnny, what else do we got going on? I just kind of want to talk about World of Warcraft for a little bit, because it's, you know, something that we've been passionate about for years, and I'm super glad that that it's out now and that people can enjoy it how it was. By the way, if anybody wants to play with us, our battle tag is Arthias, Aurthias. We're on Thunder Fury PvP. We're playing Horde. I'm an undead rogue. Johnny's a Tauren shaman. So if you want to play with us, you can send us a direct message or a whisper on there and hit us up. And I'm actually in a pretty good guild right now, so you can join up in that too, I'm sure. So I don't know if you... Anyway, getting to current events a little bit, I saw that the Hong Kong government withdraws extradition bill.
Yeah, I saw that. But I think cat's already out of the bag. The people... It really is very similar to France, I think.
Yeah.
Where they started out with one goal,
yeah,
but because of how the government reacted...
Yeah.
Now you've pissed them off, and now they want your heads, essentially.
Yeah, now they probably...
I don't think the people of Hong Kong really are going to be satisfied with...
Yeah.
It's no longer about that.
Yeah, like with the... What was the Yellow Vest movement started up about? I can't remember exactly.
I just want to say this while I have it in my train of thought.
Okay.
I saw that because of the facial recognition stuff, now the protesters are deeply afraid that it doesn't matter if they get their thing, they're going to be arrested 2 years from now because they... mysteriously. Yeah. So now you got people in fear of that, and now they just want to take down the tyrannical government they view as...
Well, we talked in the last episode about how their government system works. The first fact that they don't elect their president, there's a committee that chooses it, and then it has to be approved by the Chinese government. That's bullshit. Yeah. And then the second thing, which in a way is even more bullshit, is that they only elect, 40 of the seats? You only elect 40 of the representatives. The other 30 are anointed by corporations. I would like to see, like what this is them tearing back that extradition bill. That's pretty much them being like, oh, fuck, dude, the people are pissed. And they're trying to quell it, but like you said, dude, it's probably too late. Cat's out of the bag. And I would like to see them go for a full fucking peaceful revolutionary movement to have autonomy over their country, man. And like actual elections and get the Chinese government out of it completely. I would love to see that.
I don't think it's going to happen, though.
What do you think is going to happen? You don't think it's feasible at all, considering what they already accomplished?
I think they're going to go... I think if the Chinese government feels it has to, they're going to go full authoritarian and fucking...
Yeah. Well, but why haven't they done that already?
Because it's... I mean, Hong Kong is like the...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't fully know why they haven't done it either. I mean, but I think it's going to come before they relinquish power. I think they're hoping that people are going to just want to go back to their lives and not protest.
But what do you think? Do you think that's what's going to happen? I mean, you kind of made it sound like people are still going ham.
That's the problem. I really I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's just not going to be this fun thing. I don't know. I think it's going to be a bad look for China, probably. But they're going to keep their power at the same time.
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of trying to look at this article a little bit. From what I have followed about it, I don't think the people are going anywhere. I think they have a lot of momentum, and the leaders in that movement understand the power of momentum in a political change movement. And what I've said is that a lot of them now are pushing for democratic reforms, and I'm assuming some of them are the ones that I talked about, having all the seats actually democratically.
I mean, the thing is, though, like, I could see them, like, giving fake democratic reforms, you know, like... Looks like you're tossed a bone, so the people are...
Yeah, right. But the thing is, they did already get tossed a bone, and the people in Hong Kong seem pretty politically literate, man. They really do. I think they're definitely more politically literate than Americans are, because they actually have this pressing thing, whereas Americans don't necessarily feel that sometimes. And, I mean, in an ideal scenario, what I would like to see is that for them to push for full autonomy over their country.
The thing is, like, Hong Kong isn't its own country, though, is it?
No, but you can have a sovereignty movement.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing, though.
Secular,
you're already acting like it
what's
is.
that called? A separatist
Aren't they
movement?
essentially China right now?
No. Yes and no. You could look at it like they're a Chinese territory.
Like Puerto Rico.
Yes, but even a little less involved. If that makes sense. Okay? And
It seems pretty involved, though, that they didn't pick the government, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's complicated. But how am I trying to word this?
I mean, I think what they say is going on and what actually has been going on behind the scenes are two different things.
Yeah. Okay, well...
I mean, the fact that China has facial recognition towers in Hong Kong, I think that kind of shows who's in power of Hong Kong.
Well, but here's the thing. It's the Hong Kong government that has those, but then they give the information to China. But anyway, so we were talking about, like, why hasn't China already cracked down on this shit? Because it's already, like, a threat to them and belittles their image of power in the region, right? The reason why I think they haven't cracked down is PR reasons, right? They don't want to look on the world stage. The main reason why they haven't is they don't want to look like, they don't want to live up to that belief that most people have that they're an authoritarian regime.
Even though Saudi Arabia is like holding a beer.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Seriously, dude. I know. Dude, Saudi Arabia is just open about being fucking... They don't give a fuck, dude. They behead people in the street. They stone people.
Don't they like, crucify people, dude?
I wouldn't be surprised. Let's fucking...
I'm pretty
remind me to look that up in a
Saudis
second. I want to finish this point I'm getting at.
Could be wrong.
Depending on how a Hong Kong separatist movement comes about and the steps that they build it, I could see China... still being hesitant to quell that because the eyes are on the world of Hong Kong. And the thing about Hong Kong is it's one of the major hubs for trade and corporations in Asia. Okay? So the Chinese government is going to be very hesitant to do anything super like and like kind of like
dude, that's the thing
what
with
Russia did in Georgia
powers,
and Ukraine.
They disappear you like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. But the thing is, if the movement's this strong, you can pluck hens all day long. There's still going to be roosters out in that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, I mean, this is just speculation, but with the movement that they have now, with the momentum behind it, it's going to be hardcore as fuck. But I could see them actually, in one way or another, achieving a separatist movement. Just because of the nature of what Hong Kong is to the rest of the world. And the fact that the UN and all the powers that be in the rest of the world are going to be looking. And here's the thing. We know how our government... The
problem is, though, if you give the separatist movement to the people of Hong Kong, the people of China might get funny ideas.
Yeah, you're right. That's a consideration.
That's what... Like, I've watched some videos...
Well, yeah, and that's actually the next...
That's why the Chinese government is so...
Well, and going on of why I think it could succeed is because with Hong Kong specifically... Oh, fuck, your camera's fucking up. Ugh. Hopefully it fucking... Whatever.
You're too concerned about it.
It pisses me off, dude. Anyway. The reason why I could also see it working is because the United States has something to gain from Hong Kong separating from China. So do a lot of the other Western powers. So I could see them, like... I could see... the United States and other Western powers kind of egging it on. Yeah, I don't even want to look at it. Pisses me off. It's going to piss me off.
You're seeing your eyes go.
God damn it. I'm getting that new camera tomorrow. I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. Watch it fuck up, too. I don't know why. You didn't do that last time, bro.
Oh, well, man. It's not the end of the world.
It is to me, god damn it. Especially after all this time.
This has been the past, 3 hours.
Who knows? Maybe they're... Yeah. Maybe it'll record properly, but who knows? But yeah, I think China... You're right, though. China doesn't want that to happen because the rest of mainland China could get funny ideas. And that's what I would like to see in the big scheme of global politics. That's what I would like to see, is this Hong Kong thing spreads into China, and then the Chinese people in general have a revolution and take their country back.
But the Chinese government, I don't see them allowing that.
I don't see them allowing it, and I definitely think if something like
when I say allow, I mean it ever coming to fruition. Not like they're gonna allow it either way.
Like, you mean it wouldn't even get halfway off the ground?
Like, they will fucking crack down.
The thing is, we've seen some protests in mainland China where they didn't really crack down. They kind of let it happen.
Was Tiananmen Square...
That was an example of that.
Was that in Hong Kong?
Yeah. No. That was in the Red Square in Beijing, I believe.
Okay.
But, yeah, I think they would take steps to try to definitely prevent it from ever getting off the ground. And here's the thing, if it did get off the ground, it wouldn't be like a peaceful revolution there. In mainland China, it would definitely be bloodshed, a revolutionary war type of situation. And then that opens up a whole can of worms.
See, why I don't think it will happen is because there's a lot of people in China who are now seeing economic rioting.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense. Like, they feel like things are getting better for them.
Yeah. Yeah, so why would they?
Yeah, they would defend it.
Let's say this.
And I'm pretty sure the mainlanders and Hong Kong people, like, don't like each other. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
I could see that.
Like, I think they have tensions. They're like, so I could see the mainlanders of China being like...
Still, I definitely know there is a democratic movement simmering in China. And yes, things are going good for them right now, but what happens if we have another Great Recession, which is looming on the horizon?
So if the United States has a giant recession, does that mean China does too?
Yeah, pretty much. Because we buy their goods. If people aren't buying Chinese goods in
America... So who would benefit the most?
There's the corporations. Because then they can buy up everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but wouldn't they want, like, a country that's, like, propped up?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, wouldn't they want a country that's, like, economically really good? I guess I don't... Because you can obviously, like, fuck with the economy of a country if you have all this major power and wealth to, like, prop it up. Wouldn't they want...
I see what you're saying, but here's the thing. When it comes to and yes, sometimes economic recessions are engineered by large corporations so that they can buy up markets. But sometimes when these recessions happen, even the big corporations lose some of their power. So they might not be able to flex their power as much in order to prop up one government or the other. Are you essentially asking, like, which one would be better for corporations or what? Like, which government?
Yeah, like, wouldn't they want, like, I guess I don't know what my question is.
The elites that fucking rule the world, if we had another Great Recession and it caused all these problems, they would, like I said, take advantage of that to try to buy up markets. But if it were a catastrophic one, like an actual Great Depression that tanks everything, you know how they would get things rolling again, right?
Tell me.
What do you think?
War.
Yeah, a big world war. So that's what they would do, because then they, these corporations are multinational. They'd produce weapons and arms for every single country on Earth and make a killing, and then they would funnel money through international banks into both countries to start with. But then, depending on how the course of the war goes, they're going to dump even more money in weapons and arms into one side that they think is going to be most sympathetic to their profit margins. You know? But you sent me that Joe Biden shock video.
Yeah, play this. I'm going to go to the bathroom while you play this. This is a perfect...
Hey, look, it's working again. Hi, Johnny.
You're over
Motherfuckers.
Dude, I swear half this podcast is going to be you, like, bitching about how it's not up to par and what you want.
We should just make the title of it, "The Camera's Not Fucking Working."
Yeah.
Okay,
right,
I'm gonna
play this, and
I'm gonna play this for everybody, and then you go take a leak. So
yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, so I think this was a town hall, right, Johnny?
It was a climate change town hall. It was like 7 hours.
CNN, right?
Yep.
So CNN did this climate change town hall where I think they're having all the candidates come up at some point to discuss their positions on climate change and what they plan to do to assess it and move towards green energy and stuff. Joe Biden was at the town hall, and he was posed a question by a Bernie supporter, and this guy really called Joe Biden out, and he just had some fucking big dick energy, as we like to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this for you guys. Hopefully.
But you could change his mind tonight. Who knows, Isaac?
I don't. It doesn't look like I do that.
Senator Biden, I'm 27 years old. Half of all greenhouse gas emissions ever generated by the entire history of human civilization have been released in my lifetime. This despite the now well-documented fact that 40 years ago, scientists at Exxon and Shell knew and reported to their bosses that burning fossil fuels was warming the planet and would destabilize the climate. Fossil fuel corporations, their executives, their trade and industry organizations, and their think tank front groups have waged a decades-long campaign of lying to the public about the science. And it has brought us to a crisis that threatens the entire human race. Now, I know that you signed the No Fossil Fuel Money Pledge, but I have to ask, how can we trust you to hold these corporations and executives accountable for their crimes against humanity when we know that tomorrow you are holding a high-dollar fundraiser hosted by Andrew Goldman, a fossil fuel executive?
He's not a fossil fuel executive. He's not a fossil fuel executive.
There is a fundraiser tomorrow night. It's given by a guy named Andrew Goldman. He does hedge funds and stuff, but he also has a company called Western LNG. And their biggest project, which I think was announced in like 2018, is a floating liquefied facility for natural gas. It's off the coast of British Columbia, and it's going to provide Canadian gas to parts of northern Asia. So what Andrew was saying is, if you're going to a fundraiser that's given in part by this guy who has a company that is pulling up natural gas, are you the right guy to go after these?
Well, I didn't realize he does that. I was told if you look at the SEC filings, he's not listed as one of those executives.
Are you going to look at that fundraiser tomorrow night?
I'm going to look at what you just told me and find out if that's accurate. Yes.
Okay. I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I love that.
It's bad when Anderson Cooper is fucking.
It was a corporate chill. Yeah, so dude, that's fucking. This is the sort of thing that we need more. I'm surprised they let that happen, dude.
I mean, how it normally works at these events is they ask you a pre-planned question.
But sometimes people...
I mean, if you're smart... I mean, how hard is it to be like, I want to ask Biden how his dog Jeff is doing? And you're like, oh, perfect question.
Yeah.
But then you're like, nah, I'm going to fuck you. Right?
I love it, dude. Props to that kid, man.
Yeah, that was hard to do.
Yeah, man.
It's not easy to...
You know what, dude? You're probably not listening to this, but fucking we need more guys like you standing up and speaking truth to power like that. And you were super fucking articulate, man. That kid was articulate as fuck, and I appreciate it.
Dude, the power in his eyes when he like laid down, how he's... It wasn't even like... It was just like outrage. Like, dude, it's fucking ridiculous. You're giving this climate change town hall how you're going to do all this, and then you're going to meet with... It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, this is just another example of how these corporate Democrats are fucking liars, dude. They're telling you what you want to hear. Okay? And then they're going to get in office like they have gotten in office for the last 100 years, and they're going to put their fucking dick in your mouth, dude. Like they always have. It's just follow the paper trail. Follow the voting record and realize that they're not your fucking buddy. It's easy, man. We're probably going to talk like that every episode because it's the case, man. I like what he said about the fossil fuel industry's crimes against humanity, because that's, I was just listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson on Joe Rogan, and he was talking about like how we paid for the roads of our interstate highway system so that the car companies could sell us cars. And did you hear that by chance?
Yeah, somewhat, I think. But I was somewhat listening. I was playing World of Warcraft.
yeah. But what he talked about, that's not the main thing, but that's a good example. But what he talked about is the actual cost of things. What is the actual cost of something to civilization? And that's not just the dollar amount that you get at the tank for your gasoline or the price of your car. He said when it comes to factoring the actual cost of an industry or science or something, you have to look at everything that it's costed humanity. So look at the fossil fuel industry. look, the bottom line is we've built our modern age off of the fossil fuel industry, off of fuels, off of polymers, the plastics. None of what we have would be possible without that industry, right? Now we're moving to a point where we can do certain things differently. We can use biodegradables. We can use clean energy. But when it comes to the fossil fuel industry and their crimes against humanity, like look at everything that's cost. Look at all the environmental damage they've done. Look at all of the political corruption that they've like seeded our government and other governments around the world with. Look at the wars that have been fought over fossil fuels, the millions of people that have died. Mm-hmm. You know, when it comes to coal, look at all the coal miners that died from black lung. You know, just if you really look, and then obviously that's not even factoring in climate change and the catastrophes that are happening now and that are going to continue to get worse. Dude, the fossil fuel industry has essentially sold the human species downriver in order to live in palaces at the top of our cities, man. And it's just fucking
and this
completely
is why Joe Biden's a scumbag, dude. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. Well, first off, you didn't know that. You're running to be the fucking president. You should probably know who you're raising your fucking money from.
Yeah, you should probably know what's going on, bud.
And honestly, you really think he didn't know that?
Yeah, that's a lie.
And even then, it's a hedge fund manager. Most hedge fund managers are probably pretty big scumbags involved in shit.
You shouldn't be meeting with hedge fund managers anyway.
You should be doing rallies with the working class, going to protests.
Going to picket lines for unions.
That's radical.
Yeah. You're a corporate shill, man. Get the fuck out of our country. You don't belong here. Sorry.
No, he can be in our country.
No, he fucking can't.
He doesn't belong as president.
We don't have room for corrupt fucking individuals in the society anymore. It's just ridiculous.
Well, and at least if you're going to be a corrupt fuck, at least be able to polish it off like good. Like, be an Obama.
Yeah.
Don't fucking slur your words and fucking forget who the Barack Obama was. My boss.
Dude, I did like all those memes that were going around a few years ago about like Joe Biden and Obama being like best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny.
Not really to me, just because fucking
you understand that
Bernie over, and I was like,
yeah, but I mean, it was out of that context.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to show you guys this thingamabob here. This article. Boy, I look really gaunt on that camera today. I must not have slept very well. So yeah, this is what we're looking at right now. Elizabeth Warren blasts the plastic straw debate as a fossil fuel industry distraction tactic. Give me a break, she says. Let's see. The question... we are just so unprepared anymore. I think Johnny and I are just going to freeball every episode because, like, even though...
When you try to prepare...
Just fuck it. And like, it stresses me out. So, whatever. Okay. When moderator Chris... How do you say that? Cuomo?
Chris Cuomo.
Chris Cuomo.
His name's Fredo.
When Fredo asked Senator Elizabeth Warren whether the government should be able to regulate the kinds of light bulbs people can buy. The question was timely because the Trump administration on Wednesday undid standards for light bulbs' energy efficiency. Did they support banning plastic straws? Would they tell people to eat less meat? Warren wasn't having any of it. Oh, come on, give me a break, Warren said in response to the light bulb question in one of the breakout moments of the night. This is exactly what the fossil fuel industry wants us to talk about. They want to be able to stir up a lot of controversy about your light bulbs, around your straws, and around your cheeseburger when 70% of the pollution of the carbon that we're throwing into the air comes from 3 industries. The building industry, the electric power industry, and the oil industry. That, in my view...
Well, it's something like 70-something% or something crazy comes from these giant...
I know one of them is the Pentagon. The military-industrial complex is one of the biggest polluters on the planet.
And Andrew Yang did make a decent point. Like, it's... America only accounts for, like, 15% or something of the world's... So it has to be more than just America. No, for the... That's the thing with climate change is based on that shit. But, like, dude,
it's not
look at our rivers.
Yeah.
Like
that's a whole nother subject.
I think
honestly.
everyone lumps that in. I lump it in with climate change. Like what?
I mean,
but
it
shouldn't probably.
It is pollution. It's air pollution. But you're right.
Or the nitrates in our water because of the farming.
But you're right.
Runoff.
You're right. When it comes to climate change and carbon emissions heating up the planet, like yes, it's pollution, but it should be a different discussion than like pollution in rivers, air quality. It has nothing to do with that. But I really like what she said, and here's the thing: if we can cut back as a civilization, as a species, use less plastic, eat less meat, use more clean energy, consume less, that's good. Like it's not. I don't think we should tell people not to do that. We should continue to recycle. We should continue.
Well, yeah.
But that was a really poignant remark that she made, being like, dude, this is just the fossil fuel industry spinning this and making this a huge center stage thing so that you don't pay attention to the fact that them burning coal and oil and shit and natural gas to produce energy is destroying our planet. And that other industries are the ones causing the bulk of greenhouse emissions and general water and air pollution and land erosion and shit. People need to understand that, dude. Continue to do better in your life. Continue to use less. And we had that meditation circle, right? And at the end, we all kind of talked about what we can do to, I wish this would have been on the news, actually, but what we can do to honor nature and Mother Earth and stuff. And, people, be more conscious about my energy uses, recycle more, don't litter, clean up garbage. And then it came around to me, and I was like, oh, we can do all of this and it's fine, but we have to understand, like, Bolsonaro in the Amazon is the one causing these fires, and the reason why we're on the edge of ecological collapse is because a handful of industries have completely taken over our governments and that have allowed them to completely destroy our planet. So the only way we're actually going to make any serious positive change and save Mother Earth is if we have a political revolution and elect people that are going to change this. And people were like, because I pretty much told them, like, none of your, and it was a great thing, but I'm like, none of your hippy-dippy stuff, ooh la la, I'm going to save the planet by using a better light bulb or not eating a cheeseburger is going to matter if we don't rein in the control these corporations have. Mm-hmm. And, dude, like I said, this is what it's going to take. It's going to take a grassroots political revolution. Not overthrowing our government, overthrowing the control that corporations have over our government. That's the only way things are going to change. That's the only way we're going to survive as a species, man. Anything else is just half measures.
Yeah, it's just sad that, like, a lot of this won't matter to people until they see it themselves, how it's, like, affecting them.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, dude. By that point, it's going to be too late.
I mean, it could be argued it already is too late in some ways. Like, they were talking about this shit, having to get away from oil and shit during the Carter administration.
In the 70s, yeah, in the late 70s and early.
And then right-wing governments tore everything Carter tried to do down.
Yeah, he tried he put solar panels on the White House roof, and
then Reagan took them down.
Yeah, and they were starting to do things to move towards that. Oh, yeah, dude, here's the thing, like, this tactic, right now, it's eat less beef, and meat, dude, yes, because, dude, with the meat thing, we need to eat less meat, because here's the thing.
I mean, I understand, because it's the corporations.
Yes.
But, dude, that's a hard sell, man. People love meat.
I know, but the thing is, we need to do it, like, because one of those biggest polluters that I'm talking about is the agricultural industry, like 100%.
I mean, for sure.
And the only way we're going to be able to put them out of business is if we stop.
Politically, if you can win by talking.
No,
about
you're probably right. I agree, but it's something that needs to happen. How do we change that by individual decision? And
I will say,
and by legislating to rein in the power of those agricultural companies.
I don't know why it has to happen either with, like, these fucking bullshit, like the Burger King Impossible Burger. Dude, I tell you what, you want some good vegetarian food, you go to India.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I've had some Indian food, dude, that's pure vegetarian.
Yeah. You can't even,
I want to eat it. I want to eat that more than
meat. Dude, like curry and shit. Oh, yeah. Dude, you get like a thing of hot curry in like a big pile of rice like this, and you just go and start scooping that bitch on there, dude. You're gonna fucking not only have a delicious meal, but when you poop in the morning, dude, you're gonna be so cleaned out.
Because, dude, I do think like a lot of people they love meat, obviously, and need protein, but it's also about a lot of the spices on the meat why you like it so much. Like,
It's not necessarily the meat itself.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure some people are like, I like no spices on my meat. I like my steak medium to.
I mean, I like. Yeah, well, whatever. But yeah, this whole thing, dude, this isn't the first time the fossil fuel industry has pitched something like this. No. You guys remember in the 90s with the energy efficient light bulbs? Like, was it good to move towards energy efficient light bulbs? Yeah. But, dude, it fucking. We knew this is when climate change and global warming was becoming like a known fact, and it was you were starting to see a movement. In the fossil fuel industry, through its treachery, managed to mitigate that movement by doing things like, oh, let's increase recycling and let's change our light bulbs and we'll save the planet. Yeah. Meanwhile, they're just fucking producing energy going like dumping black tar into the fucking atmosphere and shit.
When a teacher at the high school told me that it's pointless to use the recycling because they just dump it in the trash anyways.
Yeah, what's the story with that? I don't think that's necessarily true, is it?
Dude, I remember the teacher seemed like pissed about it. I could see it, man.
Yeah, and it's probably...
At least they're teaching kids to recycle. But, come on, dude.
And it's probably region by region, don't you think?
Well, I doubt it's like every school system. I'm just saying.
Oh, you're talking about the school, not
our school.
Oh, yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah. Okay, I thought you were saying like in general there isn't even like
I'm saying, just our school.
Yeah. No, I heard that too, dude. Yeah, it's fucking wild. And like I said, again, guys, what it's going to come down to is actual political revolution and taking our power back as a people and not letting corporations, be it fossil fuel industry, mineral industry, agricultural industry, weapons industry, rape our fucking planet for profit. We have to stand up and do something about it. Elect people. Don't listen to corporate Democrats like Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. Fuck them. Get progressives in. Let's change our shit.
That's the thing, though. I mean, a lot of people feel like their voice doesn't matter, so they don't take part in the elections. They think everything's rigged.
Yeah, and a lot of it is, and there's a lot of crooked shit, but if we show up in sheer volume, there's not a lot they can do, man. That's what people need to understand.
We need to quit being divided amongst each other about fucking abortion and guns.
Identity politics
abortion
and shit,
and guns, dude.
And identity politics.
Yeah, but abortion and guns is what has stifled, in my opinion,
the unity of the working class.
True progress also in the country because so many people... And look,
people are just worried about that.
I understand abortion's touchy, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. Because the abortion issue always gets muddied because, like, damn, when you go in the debate, they do make points. Like, it is a human life, whatever.
Yeah, at a certain point. Yeah.
Like, it's not like you should just it's not a human life. Like, no,
I mean, dude, there's a discussion to have about it. But, and I don't even want to get in on that.
No, but that's the thing. Like, there isn't any discussion taking place.
Yeah.
There's no...
I mean, my view is like, dude, if you got a dick, you don't even really belong in the discussion. It's not your body. Like, even if a woman has like, you just can't tell a woman that she has to bring a child into this world and, like, tear her body up in the process. That's fucking slavery, dude. Like, you can't make a woman do that. That's
I couldn't
really...
imagine getting pregnant, dude. It'd be like finding out I had cancer. Dude, because I'd be like, no, dude. Because, dude, you can die during the birth. Like, I would be so freaked out, dude. I would not be like, oh, I'm pregnant. I'd be like, oh, fuck.
It's fucking cancer.
It would be devastating to me, dude.
It's fucking cancer.
Like, I completely understand why abortion should be there. I'd be like, dude, I can't do this. Even if I was in love and married, I'd be freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, it's scary, man.
But you'd have to do it, because it's like, huh?
It's like I found out I had cancer. That's good. I like that a lot, man.
It's true, though. Fuck. This is why we shouldn't be regulating that shit.
Yeah, it's just not your fucking choice.
And that's the thing. Like, I think we've harped about this in a podcast before, but why are right-wingers so about freedom from government? Mm-hmm. Unless it's their agendas, and then it's like the government has to be deeply involved.
Yeah, they're all about freedom from government, but then when it comes to telling a woman what to do with her body, or having prayer in school, Where's my government? You know, like it's a duality.
Hypocrisy at its finest.
It's a duality that doesn't make any
ridiculous.
sense. Like, it's just ridiculous, man. But on to the next thing. We got Trump showed off a fake Hurricane Dorian forecast map to support his false claim it would hit
Problem is,
Alabama.
Though, that tweet I just showed you. Trump just tweeted like a gif of him, like looking like waiting to hear some fucking.
Because it looks like it's actually going to hit Alabama now.
Yeah, like, and then it goes to the CNN clip, like, oh, it may hit Alabama. And
Dude,
it's
look,
like, fuck.
Trump is a piece of shit. He's a sociopath. He doesn't give a fuck about
the
people.
The media's constantly looking to embarrass him and shit.
Yeah, man.
In a way that's, like, not healthy for the country.
Well, dude, this is
a president.
Yeah.
It's just, they make little things, like, I don't know, man. I don't want to weirdly sound like I'm defending Trump, but it's like, dude, they're going to do this to other leaders, too, that are good.
We don't need misinformation.
No.
That's what it comes down to. And, well, dude, this
is not this weird personal vendetta.
Yeah, man. Well, and, dude, it's a distraction from all the other shit. Like, dude, I've said this to people before. There's a reason that the powers that be got behind Donald Trump, a reality TV star president, because they want you to be, and I've talked about this before, so I'll keep it brief. They want sensational ass bullshit, make him look stupid, make him look like a monster, and he is a piece of shit. But they want you to focus on all the grab by the pussy shit so that they can destroy the environment, make money off of war, do all this fucked up shit. They want you to focus on him and his antics and his fucking orange skin and crazy ass hair and Adderall diet pill binges and KFC in the White House.
Hey, he eats McDonald's.
True. Yeah, my bad, dude. Anyway, my bad, Trump. They want you to focus on all this silly ass shit and outlandish and sensational shit so that you're not focusing on actual issues.
Well, one of the most major MSNBC anchors tried saying, like, he's linked to these Russian oligarchs in, like, funding for his real estate deals.
Yeah.
Zero proof to it.
Yeah, but they're just pushing that.
Next day, he comes and fucking has to apologize on air to Trump because
no way.
It wasn't factual.
Yeah.
Dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're helping.
Yeah,
dude, and it almost feels purposeful to help Trump. Like that. Now that's deep conspiracy, but it does. It seems like they're purposely trying to harp on him to the point where people are like, "Wow, they're just biased. He's obviously a good president," and they're trying to. It's happened that implication has happened. People think that. Was it done on purpose or not? I don't know. It could have been, dude. Because like how these corporate entities work, they're one step ahead of what we're thinking. They shift. They know how we think. They do. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. They know how to fuck with the psyche of the American people. They take us into wars by pushing narratives.
Yeah, you're right, man. Now, I want to kind of dive in on that idea, that conspiratorial idea for a minute. And this is all speculative and fantastical, but let's think for a minute. We know that corporations are largely in control of our government. Mm-hmm. They have unending power and wealth and resources in order to manipulate the government and corrupt it to a point where they're in control of it. We know this. It's been going on for a long time. What are these corporations like? Less regulation, more government contracts, more wars, more weapon deals, more government subsidies. You know the corporate.
You could argue they want open borders.
Yeah, because then that's cheap labor.
What we're all scared about. I swear we talked about a lot of the shit in the last episode.
Yeah.
The Koch brothers wanted open borders.
Yeah, because it's
not
cheap
this,
labor.
Like, left-wing thing.
No, it's cheap labor.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I don't know.
Okay, so we know the corporate agenda, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody tell me what's one thing that Trump's done that goes against the corporate agenda, really?
You could say the TPP.
Yes.
But in his NAFTA renegotiations, a lot of the worst of the TPP was put in.
That was a PR move.
So, bam. Yeah, it was a great PR move.
Yeah.
Because, the working class... Dude, I would say the TPP was a major reason Trump won.
Yeah, it was.
People don't... it's because people have this weird view of ourselves that we're all stupid. Mm-hmm. But I don't think, dude, the places that Trump won, that Obama won in 2008, and that are needed to win, like, what was it? He won Michigan, right? I'm pretty sure Trump won Michigan.
A lot of the middle states.
Bernie won Michigan, too. He won Pennsylvania. All these states that they're like, it's going to go to Hillary. Dude, the people there have been the greatest affected by these trade deals. They know that's what they're thinking about. Because it's like, dude, NAFTA fucked them.
Yeah.
In the TPP, dude, it's like enraging, man.
Yeah, dude, it is. So
Because people think Trump won out of pure bigotry or something, dude.
No.
It's stupid.
that fed into it, yes.
Yeah,
But that wasn't
but
the main
also,
thing.
what happens when your jobs are being taken and shit?
Yeah.
Racial fears.
Dude, I'm
get stoked.
sorry, and we hear a lot of comparisons of Trump to Hitler, but the political processes that are having right now that allowed this personality to get into office, that allowed Hitler's personality to get into office, it's the same things, dude. It's economic despair and no hope and feeling that you're sold out by Marxists or Jews or Mexicans or overseas people, foreigners. It's taking, even though you're being fucked over by the corporations, it's channeling that energy away from where it should actually go and directing it towards minority groups, towards this and that. You know what I'm saying? Dude, there are a lot of parallels to the rise of Hitler and the rise of people like Trump. And it's not just that time period. If you look at during ancient Rome, dude, they went from having legitimate leaders during the end of the Republic and a couple of strong emperors like Caesar Augustus and Tiberius. They had two strong emperors. And then they started getting people like Caligula, who was a madman. And then they got, like, Nero. You've heard of Emperor Nero before? Dude, he didn't administrate the empire at all. He went and did, like, chariot races in front of the public and, like, had captive audiences because he felt like he was an artist and had to, like, make people watch the emperor, like, do his stages. And then when this coup happened, because the Praetorian Guard was like, he's going to ruin the empire, they fucking went to, like, arrest him, and he stabbed himself. And his last words, and this is so long ago, it's hard to say, but his last words were apparently, "What an artist dies in me." And there were other emperors like that were like reality TV stars. They were chariot cart racers and actors and things like that. Personalities that won people over. But meanwhile...
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, it's fucked up. And there's a lot of just... This is something that happens in history when people are upset. Like,
and really, you could even argue Obama.
Yeah, in a different way.
Had a rock star like rise.
Yeah. But it fit the persona of a president, actually. You know, I don't even know where we're going with that, actually, but yeah. The main thing we were trying to get at is, okay, so we know that Trump is good for the corporate agenda. Okay? So we know this. We also know that establishment Democrats also serve the corporate agenda. Yes? Mm-hmm. Now, we are taking a leap here, and this is conspiratorial. But we know that Democrats, establishment Democrats, and Republicans are in the same pockets. Mm-hmm. Okay? So we could make a conspiratorial claim saying that the Democrats are purposely shitty and are purposely doing what they're doing with the media, right? Like, just blatantly lying about Trump. This is the third episode we've said something where it sounds really ridiculous and funny and we laughed about it, but in the end it wasn't Trump being completely lunatic. They just spun it. So we can make the claim that the media is doing that to make Trump look good in a way to people because it comes out, and the fact that this shit comes out a few days later, because it makes Trump look like, yeah, the fake news, see?
Yeah.
Right? And we know that all the parties are in bed together, getting corporate money. We could make a generalization that the elites that run this country and direct the course of our political discussion want Trump. They want to transition our democracy and our republic towards an oligarchic, authoritarian, fascist state that's corporate ruled. More like China. Like, it's not a stretch of the belief. This isn't the first...
I don't think that's a stretch at all.
This is the sort of thing that did happen in Nazi Germany. And the corporations fed into it because it was... You mean we can have millions of slave labor, communists, democratic socialists, and Jews for free? Okay.
Yeah.
It's good for business, man. And A similar thing happened in the Republic, where wealthy interests, slave traders and manufacturers in the Roman Empire, in arms manufacturers, different economic structures, but they pushed for more expansion, for more slaves, and they concentrated wealth, and then they eventually had so much wealth, they were able to disrupt the political institutions of the Republic, made it so that nothing could get done. They fostered division within the country. And then what happened? There was a series of coup wars, and they were called the social wars, and then you ended up with that motherfucker. Julius Caesar and then his son Caesar Augustus. And then they had an empire. And the empire was essentially a fascist state that ruled for the benefit of the wealthy, and the working class people and the soldiers did everything to increase their power. Okay? I'm going to blow your fucking mind right now. Do you know where the word fascist comes from? You know it was developed by Mussolini and shit, right? Mm-hmm. The word fascist is a Latin word coming from the word fascici. And a fascici was this bundle of sticks wrapped around an axe head. So it was this big axe head with sticks wrapped around it, bundled together, okay?
Okay.
And the fascici would be carried by two people that went along the Roman consul in the streets. The Roman consul was essentially our equivalent of a president. And if there were political criminals, they would behead them in the street with the fascici. And the word means out of many, one.
That's crazy, honestly.
And that's where it comes from. And that relates somehow to what I'm saying, but whatever. It paints an image, man.
No, but that is...
So yeah, we're getting a little outlandish, but we need to have these discussions. Conspiracy or not, it's the trend that history has shown, and it's very plausible, man.
I mean, the people with power are very smart and shit. Like, they do things that... I don't know. I just think...
Yeah, they know...
I think the mindset of the average person is that these people are stupid.
Bro, they've read all the same books that I've read, and they've had college education 700 times stronger than I have. And here's the thing. Let's say I was a fucking sociopath, a power-hungry sociopath. Mm-hmm. Everything I just said, and all the things we talk about, if I was trying to compound my power and build a authoritarian, fascist empire state, I'd be fucking doing it step by step, bud. Like a fucking, like a goddamn playbook. I'd be following the lessons of history.
They have the loyalty of their families. Like, they have big families.
Dude, they don't care, dude. It's their nobility, dude. It's modern day nobility. Weird. I heard this one phrase once. Americans hate kings, but they love their royal families. You know, and it's fucking true. Like, it's wild, dude. I want to touch on Epstein again for the 100,000th time. I'm sorry, guys, but there's just more coming out constantly about him. Sealed Jeffrey Epstein court documents name at least 1,000 people. You got anything to say about that, John Boy? There's a video here.
It's up to a judge to release the names or not, and I think we all know that the names are not going to be released.
This is the nail in the coffin.
I'll be shocked.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, dude.
I'd be stunned.
Dude, here's the thing. This is the nail in the coffin that it was a fucking conspiracy, and somebody or other, the powers that be, had him fucking killed because he had dirt on probably the majority of the people running this country, dude. He had it, and they fucking killed him. Because here's the thing. Now it's up to a judge to release all these names and all these informations, right? Dude, they already dropped the case. They dropped the case. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing. If there's a serial killer, right?
Yeah.
And they catch him, and then he gets killed or something, or he kills himself.
Yep.
They keep the case open, don't they? As, like, what's the word? Poetic justice.
Yeah.
To give some closure to families. They do all the things, and they still convict him even though he's dead. Mm-hmm. This is a huge thing. This is a huge pedophile ring. It entails all levels of corruption, all levels of government. It's fucking there. They have the information. They have the hard drives. They have the letters. They have the fucking nudie pictures. They have everything. A week after he's dead, they drop the case.
Yep.
Because they know that there's all this dirt, dude, and they don't want it to come to light. And it's... to me, dude, I saw this, and I was like, this is it. Like, I if I had any doubts of in my mind that was a fucking conspiracy, it's gone now. And it's disgusting, dude. I don't know. It's terrible, dude. What about this shit that you sent me, Johnny? Fucking another police brutality thing with that guy. They just fucking pulled a gun on him.
Yeah, put a gun to his head.
Yeah.
Because he's, like, standing up for his rights. Like, dude.
Yeah, he asked for a supervisor.
It's hard to describe, but he asks for a supervisor.
Yeah.
And literally that's all he's doing is, like, sticking up. And he says he has a gun. Because he does have a gun in the car.
And he's like, it's in the trunk in my bag.
Now think about this. Is someone who has a gun that plans on shooting you.
They're not going to tell you
like, I have a gun.
Yeah.
So they put a gun to this guy's head. Like,
yeah,
this is how she did it. She was ready to just shoot him in the head.
Yeah, he was doing all the things. He kept his hands on there. And what they did is, once they knew that he had a gun, they were like, hey, since you have a firearm, we're just going to do this the good way and, like, have you come out. And you could argue the claim that maybe he should have just got out or whatever. But he's like, dude, I haven't done anything wrong. It was, by the way, this was all over window tint.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what he got pulled over for. And he's sitting there doing all the things. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that until you have a supervisor come. And then, like, shortly after that, the woman, like, pulls out a gun. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, and then they put him in handcuffs and shit. And it's like, dude, this guy, I mean, and here's the thing. I get it. Being a cop's a tough job. It's fucking scary. I get that shit's going to happen sometimes and you're going to make it's tough. I'm not. Mm-hmm. But this scenario, I was like, what the fuck, dude? And he was a person of color, right?
Yeah, Hispanic, I think.
He was like Hispanic and black mixed. If that would have been a white guy, if that would have been me, wouldn't have been like that. I'm just saying. It would not have been. It seldom is. Like, it's disgusting, dude. I remember a few years back there was these, like, statistics and figures going around about, like, that right-wing people were pushing, showing that more white people are killed by police every year. And the numbers were really close, but it was definitely that white people were the majority of deaths by numbers. Mm-hmm. And I remember Robbie, he, like, called it out. He's like, yeah, you guys are stupid. You haven't even done the math. You have to think about the percentages of populations of white people compared to the percentages of a number of people that are black. If you look at how many black people there are, fewer compared to how many white people there are, it's like 100 times more black people are getting killed by police than whites.
Yep.
And it's a fucking problem, dude. And I know you look like you're getting a little antsy, so we'll try to close it out here soon. But one thing for sure I want to talk about is Dave Chappelle's new special.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did watch it, and then should we talk about how Rotten Tomatoes...
We'll talk about that in a second. I want to just kind of talk about the special a little bit first. But, so what did you think of the special, man?
I thought it was hilarious. Obviously, it was meant to be offensive.
Yeah.
In some ways. Like, it was meant to offend almost everyone.
Yeah. Speaking just artistic...
It's comedy.
Yeah. It's... Dude, speaking, like, just before we get into the controversy and shit around it, that was the best special I have seen in 5 to 10 years.
It's one of the best specials I've seen in a long time.
Can you think of anybody that's been... I've been watching quite a bit.
Bill Burr has some good specials.
Bill Burr does, yes. But I think as far as, like, the craftsmanship, the savagery of the content...
the savagery was intense.
And, dude, everything, like, I really... You know me, I'm an artsy guy. And the way he moved on stage and his facial expressions...
And I think it will be good for comedy because I think now people are going to be like... I'm going to go do what Chappelle did.
Dude, I almost want to see if I can find that bit where he says, like, that one where he can't say the like, you can't call... I can't use slurs because I'm white. So how do I say this? Whatever. He says, like, you can't make a slur against gay people because he's black.
Yeah, but then...
But he can say slurs about blacks, and then he's like...
And then he's...
yeah, we can't say it, Ethan.
But he says, you know, I'm not an N-word either.
Yeah. And it was killer.
Say that.
I almost want to see if I can find that on YouTube. It's probably impossible. But all in all, man, it was a masterpiece of stand-up comedy. That is the level that it's supposed to be. That is the shit we're supposed to be discussing. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can pull this up for you guys. So, you want to talk a little bit about the controversy behind it and shit?
I mean, obviously it was going to get major backlash.
He knew it. But Rotten Tomatoes...
They scored it at 0% for a long time, and then now it's probably at like 17% or something. Meanwhile, the user reviews are at like 99%.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can...
It's ridiculous.
Pull this up for you guys. It's at... The critic reviews are getting a little better now.
What's it at now?
25. Okay. Oops.
25.
I just completely shut the camera.
Meanwhile, it's one of the, like we were
Sorry,
saying,
guys, wrong button.
best.
I hit the wrong button. I shut your camera off for a second.
But meanwhile, it's like one of the best specials there's been.
Yeah, so look at this,
25%.
guys. The critic reviews is this one right here. 25%. Meanwhile, the audience scores 99%. I don't think I've ever seen a better audience score. And I really think that's... I honestly...
What's the thing, though? Look at the total count of reviews. 12.
Yeah, compared to 24,000.
They're not allowing reviews to come in.
Yeah, usually you get, like, on something this big, with this big of celebrity,
let's go to a new
you get
movie
dozens and dozens.
Go to late night.
We'll hang out. Okay, what now?
Just go to a movie quick. Let's see how many...
I'm going to type...
Let's see how many reviews they give for that.
Joker. Let's look up Joker, because I'm kind of curious about that anyway.
Yeah. No, it should be... there might not be any yet, though, because it's not released.
46
46
critic reviews. Damn, I want to see this. We should go see this. It's out right now, isn't it?
No.
Or was that the red carpet showing?
October 4th.
Oh. That must have been the red carpet showing.
Well, you know, it's a good movie when, like, it's started getting good reviews a month out.
I really like the way he looks. It's Ledger-esque, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? This right here,
I like his laugh. It's creepy.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. I'm going to have to... We should go see that one in theaters, dude. I really want to. But yeah, going back to the Chappelle thing. Yeah, so in this special, Dave Chapelle touched on a lot of things. He talked about LGBTQ stuff. He talked about racial stuff. He talked about cancel culture, PC culture. He did not pull any punches. And I'm sorry, if you are actually somebody who appreciates art and specifically appreciates stand-up comedy, you can't look me in the face and tell me that was a bad special that deserves 0. No. Dude, look at some of these critic reviews that they were given. Let me see. Sticks and Stones exists as a defiant design to intentionally offend large swathes of the audience. Chappelle deems too thin-skinned and easily outraged. White serving up simple, low-bar yucks to anyone yearning for validation of their anti-PC stance.
Dude, I fucking hate these critics. Like dropping in on a rascally uncle who doesn't know and doesn't care how much he's disappointing you.
Yeah, like, dude, you can tell. Dude, here's the thing. You're a critic. I don't want to hear your political views on what's going on. I want you to tell me how you thought the art form was executed.
Dude.
And this is bullshit, dude.
I bet a lot of them feel a little guilty when they chuckled.
Dude, yeah.
Dude, they fucking chuckled, dude. There's no way you did not laugh
And
at
here's
this.
the thing. They tried to paint it like his stuff was offensive and whatnot.
It was, but dude.
But here's the thing. It was offensive in a way that makes you fucking think.
Yeah.
And that's the point. And obviously, he talks about the alphabet people being the ones that are going to get the most upset. Dude, at the end of that, dude, I didn't know this. I didn't watch the end of the credits. At the end of the credits, there was like a whole Q&A after one of his shows. It wasn't that show, but it was for the same content. Dude, there was people of every race, every ethnicity, gays, trans people that were like, dude, the one about the trans joke, dude, the way that he delivered that trans joke, dude, he was actually on the LGBTQ people's side. It was because especially with the trans people, he's like
a Bernie Sanders supporter,
dude. And that joke was so masterful because it was hilarious. It made you kind of laugh at gay people and stuff. It made gay people laugh at themselves. Obviously, we saw at the end of the thing. But dude, what it did is it drew attention. Like one of the bits, he says he's talking about a car that's filled with LGBTQ people, a lesbian, a gay, a trans, and a bisexual, and it talks about all of them. All the different alphabet people and how they are. And he does some caricatures. Yeah, you're going to have caricatures. Okay? Maybe if that offends you, oh my God, I'm fucking sorry, dude. Right? He does caricatures of black people and white people too. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, he talks about how the trans people are the ones that get most upset about him. And he was talking about all these people in the car. They're all going to the same place. Right? And he's like, but everybody else in the car, the L's and the G's and the B's, they all feel like the T's are making the trip take longer than it's supposed to. And he's like, and then every time the T says something, everybody else in the car gets pissed off. It doesn't even matter what it is. Ooh, it's hot in here. And he's like, fuck you, bitch. Shut the hell up. And dude, what he's saying there was masterful. He's talking about the car is an allegory, and them driving is an allegory for them trying to get to equal rights and living in a society where there isn't discrimination. And he's talking about how the L's and the G's and the B's kind of turn on the trans people because the trans are like a special case and they have things that go on with them that aren't necessarily relevant to the other queer people.
Yeah.
And so he talked about the L's and G's and the B's getting upset at trans people because they have special needs. Things like the bathrooms and the gender assignment. And he's talking about they all feel like it's because of them we're not getting to where we're supposed to be and we're not being taken seriously. That's fucking deep as shit, dude. Like, and like, dude, and then them anytime the trans person says anything, people just get pissed. Dude, that wasn't him shit-talking trans people. That wasn't him shit-talking LGBTQs. That was him on their side, identifying with their struggle in a way that was slightly offensive, but highly poignant and very hilarious. Mm-hmm. And yeah, dude, some of these reviews, like, lacking empathy can certainly be amusing, but Sticks and Stones is a tired routine by a man who forgot to layer jokes into his act, too often sounding like a pundit on Fox News. Dude, this was masterfully delivered. If you know anything about art, if you know anything about stand-up, you know that was one of the best crafted, most risk-taking specials we've seen in modern history, man. And these people should feel fucking ashamed of themselves. They're not, like the attempts at describing why it's a bad stand-up and not attacking him on the content are just embarrassing, dude. Sticks and Stones leave the audience with the sense that there was more to be done before the special was filmed. More work to be... That's not true, dude. It was perfect. And this is him trying to drop the score. Dan Hamamura.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, Ian Thomas Malone.
Yeah, dude, none of these are constructive, dude. They're just... Yeah, like, here's a good... Like, dude, this is a good review. There's an overwhelming feeling of the now as you watch Sticks and Stones. It feels immediate. A plea for one of our very best from our very best comedians to his own audience to stop the hysteria. He's one of the few comedians who can really touch on a lot of different sensitive topics and still make it funny. Like, dude, I don't know what you guys expect out of stand-up comedy, but the fact that you guys got upset as you did is just fucking disgusting to me, man. I made a post about this. I want to even see if I can find it. Because, I mean, what do you think, Johnny? Like, some of those jokes were absolutely hilarious. I almost want to see if I can find that special, but... Sorry. Dead space, Johnny. Fill the dead space. Fill the dead space. Say something important. God damn it. You suck, dude. Fuck you, man. God. But...
So...
Oh, yeah. Here, I want to see if this is it.
All the sketches are great.
Okay, yeah. This is the one bit that I was talking about, and I'm sorry. This is a spoiler alert, so if you want to watch the whole show, I hope this is the whole thing, but it might not be. But I want to play this bit.
Fantastic. Well, then why am I here? She said, because, David, there's no way you can ever say the word faggot on our network. I didn't know I did anything wrong. I didn't try to defend myself. I said, all right, fuck it, I'll take it out. Have a good afternoon. And as I was leaving, it occurred to me, Hey, Renee, quick question. It's just a question. Seriously, I want to know, like, why is it that I can say the word nigger with impunity, but I can't say the word faggot? And she said, because, David, you are not gay. I said, well, Renee, I'm not a nigger either.
If you don't think that was extremely clever and very poignant point, at our identity politics and associations in this country, then you're just an illiterate fuck.
Yeah.
Drop mic, bitch.
Boom.
Yeah, so, dude, you know, I just think PC culture has gotten out of hand in this country. This cancel culture thing, like, it's just completely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like this natural thing. I think it's kind of pushed.
You think so?
Well, look at the user reviews, and then look how the official reviews are much different from what the users.
Yeah, dude, I know. Like, I don't think, but there's like this small minority that gets their voice heard more than others, and it just like perpetuates this shit. And the thing is, dude, it's destructive to our country. It makes us into an us and them people. And here's the thing. Okay, so I'll say this. Making room for minorities, not allowing discrimination, making sure gay people, trans people are accepted, doing what we need to make them feel accepted, you know, moving towards a more egalitarian society, that's a positive goal. Mm-hmm. But the moment you start censoring art, you start associating art and satire and laughing at people or laughing at subjects with hate speech, then we are going down a cycle of censorship that is going to limit some of the best art productions in our time period. Look at every time period in history. Look at all the books that were turning heads and shit. They were offensive. And they had a point to be made. And if we censor people, if we say you can't say that because that makes me feel badly, well then, dude, you're stifling the human spirit and the artistic sense. And that is destructive culturally, not only culturally, but politically. This, you can't say that, no, going on and on. Dude, it's another thing that's distracting us from actually taking back our country from the corporations. It divides us.
I mean, I think it's pushed almost. I really do.
It makes the working class weaker, man. And it's fucking...
divides us.
It makes me sad. But anyway, guys, we are going to get ready to sort it out here and close it down and whatever. Thanks for joining us for episode 11. I know we kind of did another free ball episode, but honestly, I like doing it this way.
I do. I think there's upsides. Like if we have one major topic, obviously you need to come in a little prepared.
Yeah, I think we should continue. And you guys, you know, let us know what you thought of the episode. I know we're still having technical difficulties. I know we're still learning to be on the camera, to give you a good show. There's probably more dead space than it should be, but we're getting better, and we're glad you're on this journey with us. Drop a comment. Let us know what you thought, some of the subjects you'd like to talk about, what you think we can do better in the future, all that. Just, you know, reach out to us and help make an active community and whatever. So, we'll try to do another one next week, guys. But, yeah, so this was episode 11 of the Here We Are podcast. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, share. To support the podcast, subscribe to the Patreon at patreon.com/double_D. There you can access all of my written work, including poetry, flash fiction, and full-length short stories, all for less than what you spend on a cup of coffee every day. To further support the podcast, check out Bingley's Teas at janeaustinteas.com. There you can find high-end teas hand-picked and mixed by the lovely Miss Julia to satisfy that deep tea addiction. Or visit Julia in person at 118 East 26th Street, suite number 208, to be taken on a tea tour of the world. Alright, guys. It's been nice hanging out with you. Take it easy. This has been Here We Are. Bye. You head out that way, Johnny.
Spend a little time at mine. Cause if the stars are shining, the peace of divine, I need to find my soul until it's day. If I find salvation, lines of speculation, I'll make my declaration now.